Primetime, that's the name.
Primetime.
What time is it?
Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Big after Leon. Nothing says football like scented soap.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Oh, yes. ACC Kickoff, final day of coaches moving through the Charlotte Hilton Uptown, including Bill Belichick. The GOAT is in the building. Dabo is as well. Plenty of other ones that we will be hearing from today on Radio Row. We got Big Surge back in good old Duval with the second day of training camp practice that took place today. A certain two-shower day, Big. Am I right?
No, not as much today. I had a lot more shade on me today, so I didn't really have to, go back home and kind of take a shower. No, I was good. But I had a 2-towel day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well.
All right. So, listen, we got to hit some high notes on the training camp front and then also get into the ACC kickoff. We'll have Matt out in Vegas probably in the second seg as we have visited with him talking about the big storylines coming out of Big Ten Media Days. But I got to give you one to get us started because it is Thursday, Big. It's kind of our weekend, and it's also a little bit of a celebration as football is just in the air right now. So I'll give it to you. Just a little bit to get you going. All right, we ready to start our weekend off?
Let's do it.
What did you see today? What did you think of as far as day 2 of practice?
A little bit of the same from yesterday. Maybe not as enthusiastic as yesterday was because I could understand it was the first day of training camp. It didn't lack luster, but it didn't. It probably didn't have that same fire that it had. I think because the main part of the vast majority of the practice, there was a lot of individual drills going on. There was a lot of coaching staffs individually and position groupings and that kind of stuff. We saw towards the end, we saw them go against each other a little bit in team, a little bit on 7-on-7, but they were on a far field, so it was very difficult for a lot of the media to pick up on what they were doing because they were so far away. But I tried to look and see at some of the stuff that they were doing. It was okay. I mean, I think there was a run play to the left where I think Tank Bisbee had a nice little run. Tootin had a nice little run to the right side of the field. Couple of nice catches on the sideline. Trevor looked sharp. And then there's another thing that Hacker brought to my attention. That while they were doing individual drills, he was initially on the offensive side of the ball today, but during breaks he was working on the defensive side. Okay. So he had an individual coach defensively going through some coverages and breakdowns on how to position himself in front of wide receivers and all that kind of stuff. So it was another sharp day. Back at the Mecca, I had opportunity to run into my boy Big Bo.
Okay.
With his new position, he gave me I call it a walk by, and we kind of chopped it up. And, I just asked him some questions about how he's enjoying his job. He's loving it. He's loving to deal with the different people, the personalities, as far as free agents, as far as rookies go. He said that they're setting a standard in the building where there seems to be a little bit more fire and energy, renewed energy in the locker room, in the office and all that kind of stuff. And he said, he loves the new regime. He loves their energy. He loves their fire. And he told me a thing. It was very interesting. He said, listen, he's telling guys that once you pull in that parking lot, the accountability is in check.
Oh, I love that.
So, that's TC.
You're talking dirty to me, and I kind of like it.
That's TC, all right. That's TC right there. He said, hey, listen, he's telling these guys, you pull in that parking lot, it's all about the business of ball. That's all we're talking about. Yeah,
it's basically no BS, right?
That part,
don't
BS.
Be full of yourself.
Nah.
Don't think you've got it all figured out.
Check your ego at the door.
Oh, good.
I love it.
And I do think that's the one. And like when you and I and Matt and JJ, we all talked about would Tony Boselli move into a front office role, and what would it be, and how effective could he be, and is he going to study personnel and all that kind of stuff? And we never really truly knew the answer to that, other than the one ingredient that he brings in is a now Hall of Fame resume the ability to tell the story to young players of what success looks like, and he cares deeply about the football team. And so I love that. I do think he has had an impact in that way early on with his new role.
Yeah, well, when I told him we was out there, I said, well, Tony, I said, man, it's perfect for you. I mean, because you know what winning looks like.
Yeah.
You were with regimes where we had tremendous success, and not just one-hit wonders. I'm talking about back to back to back to back.
Yes.
That's what he wants to build. He wants to build that kind of criteria. He wants to build that kind of legacy. Because listen, I mean, the Jaguars drafted him, so he cares about him deeply.
Yeah.
So it bothered him to not see this team move forward. So he's a part of it. And listen, as a former Jaguar, and I've talked to a lot of them. We've got streams. We've got little connects on the phone where we talk and everything. We always wanted one of our own in the building, to kind of manufacture what we built while we were there. So Tony's it. He's that guy that's in the building now, and I know, because he knows what winning looks like, I know he's going to do a phenomenal job.
Yeah, makes total sense. And I think we talked about this just a little bit yesterday. It is one of the rosters that most on the outside looking in view it as not anywhere near where the teams that are competing annually for a playoff spot is where it needs to be. But now this is the beginning of building something fresh, something new, and seeing where it goes. This is year 5 for Trevor, so it's not necessarily new for him, but new opportunity. And what he and Liam Cohen can bring together on the offensive side, dang, man, it is so important that they get off to the right foot, beating Carolina at home, starting off 1-0. I don't want to guarantee it, Leon, like I did with the Urban era. That didn't work out so well for me and the rest of Duval, so I ain't going to do that this go-around. But still, they need to really start showing that polish and promise during the training camp days.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you refine your tools. This is where, I mean, because I don't take much merit in when guys talk about Trevor overthrew the guy here, threw a pick here, though. Like, this is where you do it. This is, in golf terms, this is
driving range.
Driving range. There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, JJ. This is their driving range, okay? They're supposed to make, bad shots and, all that other kind of stuff here. My only concern is that once we get in September, the driving range is, I need to see some good play now. So, I mean, I don't get really concerned when guys make mistakes here in training camp, because that's what it is, to refine your tools and sharpen your tools. But then when September rolls around, I mean, we can't see that same stuff again.
Yeah, Tiger would always joke that it was Ranger Rick, and Ranger Rick was really good when he was on the range. Mm-hmm. And then when he stepped to the first tee, it was a whole different ball game. And I definitely know that feeling. I have hit some seriously good shots on the range at Southampton, that's for sure. All right, so let's just at least set up a little bit as far as what's going on today. And then coming out of yesterday, we're going to play the conversation with Mike Norvell that we had after the show ended yesterday. And like we said with Cross and talking to Mike, that Norvell is a little chippy. He went into one of the big main area media rooms where the largest media gathers to hear what the coach has to say with his opening remarks, and then he gets a little Q&A going and whatnot. He was basically yelling. It was crazy. He was just fired up. And then when he sat down with me and I mentioned 2 and 10, he kind of bristled at the idea that actually happened. I'm like, well, yeah, it happened. And so anyway, I think we're looking at a guy that is a little nervous about where things are. He knows that he needed to make changes. He did it on both sides of the ball. He said goodbye to both offense and defensive coordinators. He hired guys that he feels like can come in and immediately kind of reset Gus Malzahn in particular on the offensive side to get that offense going for FSU. And then Toby White on the other side of the ball to try and get them back to where Seminole football, Leon, you know this as well as I do. There have been so many studs that have worn the garnet and gold on the defensive side of the ball through the years, and that was an atrocious defense last year.
Yeah, it was bad, especially with all the expectations that are coming in. I mean, expectations coming in. I mean, they started the season ranked in the top 10 at number 10. So, I mean, yeah. Norvell's a little defensive right now, and rightfully so, because he's a little embarrassed by the way his team performed. But you got to take ownership of that. That's you. That's you. And you, on your watch at 2 and 10, was the worst Florida State team in team history. So just take ownership of it, own it, and then do something about it. I mean, being defensive about it and acting like it didn't happen, that doesn't help the problem.
It happened.
It happened, yes. I can't unsee what I saw. And listen, I've played against some great Florida State teams, and I've watched a lot of Florida State football, and I can never remember a time of day where Florida State ever finished 2-10.
I see it every time I lay my head down to sleep at night. It's in my dream.
You imagine it?
Yeah.
Does that help you get back to a good night's sleep? Oh, that's beautiful. Don't count sheep. Just think of that.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah. But honestly, he feels the pressure, and if you're a good football coach, and Mike Norvell at the very least has proven when he has good players around him, they can win. They can be they're a formidable bunch. But I know that he's a little on edge because he wants this thing to play out. He backed what Tommy Castellano said, and he didn't back up the words necessarily. All he said was, "I've seen the work. I know the work he's putting in, and these guys are behind him and following him." And like we have said, I don't have. If you want to chirp. Try and put that edge on the football team, on your teammates, to basically say, hey, you know what? We got to be something different than 2-10, by God. And I think that's the edge that Castellanos at least is trying to create.
And listen, you're right. I don't have a problem with what he said, but you better show up and show out.
Yeah.
You better show up and show out. Don't write a check, you know what, can't cash.
Right.
Because now your teammates are at bay because of the decision you made to run your mouth.
Yeah.
And that Alabama defense is pretty renowned. It ain't going nowhere.
No.
So I mean, he's got to take. It's incumbent upon this offensive line to keep him clean. Because I'm telling you this right now, their defensive front, they chirping right now. They want a piece of him for what he said.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yes.
And here's the other thing now, and I'm sure Crimson Tide fan will chime in on this. You guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. We've been treated to some good off-season salvos that have been fired, and it could be from Diego, or it could be from Castellanos, it could be from Brian Kelly calling Death Valley and Clemson, South Carolina, Death Valley Jr. I love all these things, man. That's what he said. He said, yeah, Death Valley Jr. Big.
Wow.
And so I like it, and Brian Kelly has to back it up. He's got it. He says he's got the best football team that he's had since he's been at LSU, and he's going to have to back it up. That is a pretty good defense that he's going to see, that Clemson's going to be putting out there when these two teams face off. His defense was a huge question mark last year, a lot like we were just talking about with FSU and Miami for that matter in terms of giving up points. So, yeah, look, no matter whether somebody says it or not, like let's just use Mario as an example, he knows that defense has got to be better or they're going to be in some ball games that they ain't going to come out on top.
Yeah, I don't mind the chirping. Listen, I played at a school where 95% of the guys, all they did was chirp. Okay, I wasn't one of the outspoken ones, but I knew that the guys that did chirp, I knew the kind of work that they put in on the field, in the weight room, and in the film room. So I didn't mind the chirping. I just knew that when it came to game time, that they backed up their talk. So I've been around people. I've been around a team like the Miami Hurricanes where that's all we did was talk. So I'm used to it, bro. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I like that part of it. All right, so a couple of the other storylines that we've been looking at is, of course, the NIL and the playoff format. What is it going to go to when we get to 2026? They have to make the decision by December 1st that they're going to get to some number that they like, and most of the people look like they're talking about 511. More than they are talking about the other ones. But I'm just telling you, I'm watching the ACC Network coverage yesterday. I'm sitting there with Roddy Jones and Wes Durham and all those guys, and then the guys that were on the set lay out this hypothetical playoff scenario. And it was kind of cool just to listen to the back and forth, and a lot of coaches have kind of leaned in on this, and they love the idea. Anyway, there's a lot of chatter about these play-in games. And so here is a hypothetical playoff scenario that they floated yesterday. 16 teams, no committee, no buys. Top 8 get first-round games. You'll get bids 4 to the SEC, 4 to the Big Ten, 4 to the ACC, including Notre Dame, if they're top 16, 3 to the Big 12, 1 to the Group of 5. Conference championship play-in weekend involves all 16 teams for the ACC. Conference champ top 2 teams play for the conference title. Both get into the CFP. And then they finish up with the play-in weekend, which would be a 3 versus 6, a 4 versus 5, and create these on-campus settings for a play-in game. What do you think?
I like that.
It's cool.
I like that. I like that scenario. Now, will it go through is the question.
Yeah. Well,
that's a lot of ball. Wait a minute, you saying all 16 teams playing for the conference?
Yeah. So if you went hypothetical playoff scenario based on the 2024 standings, SEC, Texas v. Georgia, title game. Then you would have Tennessee versus South Carolina. You've got Alabama versus LSU if you went back to last year. ACC, SMU and Clemson. They played, of course. And we know that both eventually got into the CFP. Then it would be Notre Dame versus Louisville, Miami versus Syracuse. You'd have a redo, Big. and then, they did the same thing with the Big Ten and the Big 12. And so there definitely is – I like it. I don't think it'll go through, but I do like the idea of that. It creates that extra level.
Yeah, I like that too because the getting in is settled by playing games and not a committee. That's what I like about it. I like the fact that they have to play in to get in instead of a bunch of people sitting around the table figuring out style points and who looks pretty here and who doesn't look pretty. Yeah, all
exactly.
That. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like it to be settled on the field. So I have absolutely no problem with that.
Well, I think I'll use this as a segue because it is something that is settled on the field versus something else, and JJ's got that.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A really sad one.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, dead at 71 after suffering a cardiac arrest at his home today.
Golly, man.
Wow.
And he had been through some serious health concerns.
Yeah, recently he was hospitalized a few weeks ago.
And so let's just prayers up. The squared circle, the whole thing. And maybe you can find some Hulkamania good drops for us, JJ, as we go along today. So tomorrow, when we get to some good rock and roll on Friday, it's going to be in the name of Ozzy Osbourne, but then we're going to have to work some Hulkamania into that bad boy, too.
Yeah, it's been a rough week.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to have to do some buys in honor of Hulk Hogan, bro, today.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to. I'm absolutely going to have to. I'm going to have to slap my biceps and get some in today for him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you guys, if you do have memories growing up, watching Hulk, whatever it might have been, he's been part of our sports fabric for a long time. I was joking about results on the field in football and maybe results written in script in wrestling, but Hulk was an icon, man.
Yeah, me and Hack were just talking about how we were at the same event as kids when Hulk turned heel.
Oh, that is wild.
Yeah, in Daytona.
That was down in Daytona Beach?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh, that's crazy.
Huge moment for wrestling.
Yeah. Jaw dropped.
Yeah, I remember the time I watched Hulk Hogan against Andre the Giant where he picked him up and slammed him.
Oh, my God.
Come on, bro.
I can't imagine hoisting that human being in the air. What a big, big son of a gun Andre the Giant was. All right, so we got plenty to get into today. Hopefully we'll say hello to Matt in Vegas coming up here in just a second. Rebound Rehab, they bring you today's show. And look, if you got bumps and bruises, if you're either recovering from a sports injury, you may have had an auto accident, you may have had a workers' comp situation, you need to get better. Rebound Rehab will help get you back in the game. And they've got 11 locations across the First Coast. That means they're real easy to get to from your work, from your home, and get back to where you're competing, contending, and healthy again. Check out reboundrehab.com. It's XL Primetime. We got Matt Hayes coming up, Mike Norvell, Dabo Swinney, and plenty more.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, elite service for elite companies. Turning up the heat. 1010XL.
Turn it up, down, up, down.
1010XL, keeping your summer sports radio hot.
When it's hot.
Leon Cersei here for Mail Excel. In 60 days, you'll be one of two guys. The first, sluggish, foggy, not keeping up with what it used to be. The second, driven, strong, and confident. What's the difference? Mail Excel daily low-dose testosterone protocol. One free assessment can change everything for over 100,000 men. You don't have to be the first guy anymore. Take control at trymailexcel.com. Your move.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Every NFL season starts with the fundamentals.
Gentlemen, this is a football.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL.
And each year, there's a new challenge.
Powered by Roland Leash Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today. 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels. Circa Resort and Casino has two epic pro football contests, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Circa Million, pick 5 games weekly against the spread for $1 million grand prize. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no spread. Last one standing wins $15 million. Enter at any Circa in Nevada, play anywhere. Sign up for either and get 50% off a 2-night stay. Helmets and Heels will be live from Circa in Vegas on August 22nd. Full contest details at circasports.com and the 1010XL homepage.
Who says there's no free lunch? Join me, Prosser, and Jaguar and Gator legend Fred Taylor for free food and football talk Friday, August 8th at the Alhambra Theater. When you hear this...
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Be caller 28 to win a pair of tickets to a free lunch with Fred. Doors open at 11. Jags talk, Gators talk, football talk, including a 1-hour Q&A with Freddie T, and we're buying your lunch. Stay tuned for this sound to win your tickets.
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Courtesy of Jenkins Hyundai and Genesis of Jacksonville on Atlantic.
Football season is almost here, so before it arrives, I'm going to get my home organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers. Anywhere that needs to be organized. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off during the month of July. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Power bill just went up again? Why keep paying more? Clay Solar can wipe that electric bill out. Right now, they'll cover your first 6 months' payments. Visit claysolar.com today to schedule your free consultation. claysolar.com.
Attention men and women. If you'd like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
The
2025 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday, August 9th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field for the first time this season and grab your tickets for a 7 p.m. kickoff by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you soon, Jags fans.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The ACC Kickoff on 1010XL. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234.
Having a good time up here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We got plenty of coaches that have been moving through the building the first couple of days and then again on Thursday up here, and we have been certainly looking forward to the conversation because it's all about ball. We welcome in Matt Hayes, who joins us from Las Vegas. And Matty, I think it is appropriate that we salute Hulk Hogan today because he has passed. He's left us at the early age of 71. And Ric Flair has come out on X, and he said that he was one of the first to visit me when I was in the hospital with a 2% chance of living, and he prayed by my bedside. Hulk also lent me money when Reed was sick. Hulkster, no one will ever compare to you. Rest in peace, my friend. Matty, that's sad news when you hear the Hulkster's gone.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like, all of our heroes are dying, you know. It's also, you know, these things come in threes, Joe, and I hate to say that.
Yeah, with Ozzy and yeah.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, listen, don't even say that. Even though you
morbid Matt.
Yeah, even though you say you hate to say that, you had to say that.
He tells me morbid Matt. JJ, the first thing he said.
Yeah, well, that was on the phone with you, not on the air.
Oh, my God. All right, so R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. All right, so let's get to some of the chatter out in Big Ten land as they have now decided to move it to Vegas, baby, to welcome the four from the Pac-12. A little better geography for them to travel to. What has been the chatter there in LV?
Well, I mean, the key today is guess who shows up today? UCLA. And guess who shows up with UCLA today?
Nico
Iamaleava. Yeah. It's gonna be first off, it's going to be interesting to see if he changes the pronunciation of his name again now that he's back on the West Coast. So that'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to, I mean, let's see what happens, man. Let's see how he explains this because this is going to be the first time where he really gets an opportunity to explain. Now, he also might just take the high road and say, you know what, we just didn't agree on things, and that's it. I don't want to talk about it. And then, once he says I don't want to talk about it, that's over. But maybe he will. Maybe he'll come out and say, here's what happened. This is the whole deal. It'll be a nice way to pull back the curtain on these deals that none of us really see or understand. Do I expect him to do that? No. My guess is he's just going to say, I don't want to talk about it. I'm done. I want to talk about UCLA football.
Of course he's not going to talk about it. He's got people in place that says they're advising him not to talk about it. I mean, it's not beneficial to him to talk about it, is it?
No. He's already got the money, though, Leon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already got the cash. He's only got to play one more year in college football.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
maybe he wants to try to clear his name and, make himself look better. Defend his actions.
It could be part that. I mean, quite frankly, it could also be part, hey, you guys have no idea. Like, players are getting, the general public sees the players as the boogeyman. You guys don't know what's going on in this. And maybe he could give us a little more insight to what's going on. So, I would like that. I think it would be great if he just basically opened up the can of worms and said, look, here's how the sausage is made. So all you guys that are ripping on me understand this. Boom. That would be fantastic. I don't know. I doubt he'll do it, but it certainly would be interesting if he did.
Well, it's no different in college football than professional football. The ownership always makes the player look like they're greedy, hungry, and they're needy. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from college football.
I mean, y'all are greedy, though.
Huh?
A little bit. You're a little bit greedy.
Yeah, well, so are the owners.
No, I'm with you, man. I will never side with you, ever. You're talking about billion-dollar guys that make billions off players, and once they get, I've said this over and over. Once players get hurt, they don't need you anymore, man. They'll move to the next guy.
Oh yeah.
So get your money while you can, when you can.
Yeah, but it's so funny that the way, like Dion gave a good example of what you may value a player at because you only have so much money is different than what another team is willing to throw at a player just to make sure they get them and you don't. And that's the sucky part of this whole thing.
It is, but it's also, look, it's the free market.
Yeah.
So what, what 10XL thinks of Josie might not even Fox Sports Radio thinks of Josie. Just it's like that. So I mean, it's look, you're out there. These guys are all, like Lamb says all the time. These guys are independent contractors, and they're out there, and they have something to sell. And what's their value? Well, their value is what someone will pay them. Period. End of discussion.
Yeah, I just think so, Leon. I think I think people are getting to the point where we don't want. Why are we talking about money all the damn time? Let's talk about some football.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. And listen, I can assess Dion and his son, but Dion helped. The valuation of his son's worth had a lot to do with Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
So now he's critiquing other players about their valuation when he did a circus act for his son to get the money that he made at Colorado. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Well, he also paid Caden Salter a lot of money to leave Liberty to go play quarterback for him too. So don't forget that either.
Yeah, but he didn't get much as Sedor did he?
No, but he got a nice chunk of change. I can tell you that.
Okay.
All right, real quick, Matt. James Franklin of Penn State. I love what he's done here. There's pressure on him. They made it to the playoff, and he finally was able to get over the hump. Well, we all know 4 teams he didn't make it in, 12 teams he made it in. They had a pretty good team last year, and now they're one of the teams to. They're going to be a heavy favorite to compete and contend for the Big Ten. Anyway, he decides to do a rip job on Las Vegas. He says, why are we even here? He said, all of our fans are in Chicago. I don't see anybody getting autographs. I don't see any signage. What are we doing? And so he took a big old swing at the Big Ten.
He's 100% right. There's so few local media for any of these teams out here.
I believe it.
There's few local Las Vegas media at this event. Very few. Mike Loxley was talking about losing his locker room last year. There was like 40 people in the room. 40, Joe.
Yeah, instead of 400, 500,
there's like
600.
1,000 at the end. Yeah. There's like 1,000 at SC meeting, okay? So I think his point was, look, we're doing this wrong. We become this national conference, coast to coast, but we're abandoning our roots in Chicago and Indianapolis. And, the story, Joe, is the convention center that they used in Indianapolis was taken this week, and they had to make a decision, which is you can go to any convention in any convention center in Indianapolis, any convention center in, oh, by the way, Chicago, where you're based, right? Mm-hmm. You can go to anywhere in the Midwest if you had to. You could go to Cleveland.
Right.
You could anywhere.
There is more than one convention space in that big city.
Yes. The reality is you go 2,000 miles away from your base and hold a party, a season preview party, which is what these things are, and no one's here, Joe. I'm not kidding. Like when you look at the SEC room, there's 400 to 500 people for any team, right? You look at this thing, and there's maybe 150 people here.
Yeah, that's wild. It really is. All right, so wrap up the day as far as what you'll be covering today, and then we'll get ready to hear from Mike Norvell coming up.
Well, there's some legacy schools showing up for day 3, the final day here. Michigan's here. USC's here. So two very big storylines, obviously, with Michigan and Sharon Moore and how they saved their season last year and how Michigan's standing behind a 2-time NCAA cheat. And, of course, USC with Lincoln Riley. I mean, he's kind of at a crossroads right now. He's hot in recruiting, but they got to do it on the field. They've got to show it on the field. And then, of course, there's Nico Yamaleeva, so we'll see what happens with them as well.
All right, love it. Look forward to it. We can follow at Matt Hayes, CFB, and then all the stuff coming out from your work with USA Today. All right, bro, man, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, man, coming home on the red eye tonight, bro.
Yes, sir.
We'll tell Belichick you said hello.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, Belly will love that. I do have 1010 Ozzy staged somewhere on the second floor here of the Uptown Hilton.
Just watching?
Just looking for his advisor, Belly's advisor.
I see. Jordan.
Yes, Jordan. Just trying to, because she's an advisor. And so I put him up there on the top level. He does have binoculars. And he's just trying to surf and kind of learn as much as he can about the crowd. We've seen some people dressed in UNC colors, but we think she may not be dressed in UNC colors. So we're just going to try and keep an eye on everything. Ozzy's tasked for the job. He'll do it.
There's been worse gigs than that.
Exactly. He will let us know and report back. All right, hey, Mike Norvell. Was that big?
No, I was going to say, Joe. I was told that Natron Means is back on the staff in North Carolina.
Nice. Oh, maybe that's our inside right there.
Nate Dogg in the house.
We're going to have to get Nate Dogg on our show then. I like that. Sure. I love it. All right. We've got Mike Norvell coming up. We sat down with him yesterday. We will set that up for you Seminole fans next on XLP.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. It's not just football. It's glory in motion.
Touchdown! They have extended the lead!
1010 XL.
How good is that?
Home of the Jaguars.
Summer's calling, and Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville is ready to answer. Cruise through sun-filled days in a stylish new Tucson, pack the family into a spacious Santa Fe, or explore our selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. Find hot deals on Hyundais backed by our exclusive nationwide lifetime warranty. Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville.com. Visit us on Atlantic Boulevard. For all life's journeys, Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville is here. Welcome to the family. Offer subject to change. See dealer for details.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Final days. Diamonds Direct Summer Showcase ends this Sunday, but there's still time to make it unforgettable. Get an extra 20% off almost everything. Engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, gold jewelry, tennis bracelets, and stunning fashion jewelry. Plus, this weekend only, top designers from New York and LA are live in store with exclusive collections you can't find anywhere else. The sparkle, the savings, the moment. Don't miss it. Only through Sunday, only at Diamonds Direct. Appointments are filling fast. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 24th, 1983, in what's better known as the Pine Tar game, George Brett's home run is disallowed against the New York Yankees.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. Pool decks, driveways, garages, patios, we coat them all to make your neighbors jealous.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
You wouldn't drive your car 50,000 miles without an oil change. So why are you ignoring your septic tank? Septic tanks need to be pumped every 3 to 5 years. Call 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic pump out with the pros at Duck Duck Rooter.
Been in a car crash?
I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010XL takes you to Charlotte to kick off the ACC college football season. ACC Kickoff. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234.
We are definitely having a good time hearing from all the head coaches, a number of players. We got plenty on social. Make sure you check out all of the 1010XL social channels with good stuff coming out of all the players and coaches that have been here. Right now, we're going to hear from Mike Norvell. Now, the sound in this radio row area can get a little loud, and it got loud when we sat down with Mike. So lean in and listen to the head coach of Florida State, Mike Norvell. Welcome in, Coach.
Appreciate you having me.
You doing all right?
I'm doing great. One day closer to obviously kicking off fall practice, and a lot of work has gone into all things. Stepping back to December, and just to have a football team that's ready, and looking forward to going and take that step.
I think it's a fair question to say you want to get 2-10 in the rearview mirror as fast as you possibly can, and you made significant changes to make sure that happens.
I want to get into 2025 as fast as I can, and obviously every experience that you have, we've seen the highest of highs, we've seen the lowest of lows, and it's about this team. It's about the steps that are necessary and some of those changes that we've been able to make, but also some of the choices that that players have made to one, either continue to be a part of the program, or guys that have joined into the program, and seeing that come together with the right edge, with the right mindset, and just all pulling together to go accomplish and be what we're capable of.
I think Seminole fans applauded you in the simple fact that you said, okay, change needed to happen. Like you said, the biggest change that you've ever made, coordinators on both sides of the ball. How excited are you to see what both coordinators can do?
I've got two dynamic coordinators, and two of the most innovative minds in college football. Great leaders, great men. Gus Malzahn, obviously, with what he's done in the offensive side of football, also being a great head coach, and just that perspective which he's able to bring. And then with Tony White, he's you look at the last 4 years, all top 25 defenses with a variety of different skill sets that he's been able to work with, and talent at different positions. So his versatility and really just overall mentality of what both those guys instill into the guys that they get to coach, really fits to that Florida State standard, and really looking forward to seeing it all come together.
We're talking with Mike Norvell, coach of the Florida State Seminoles. They open against Alabama. We know how big that's going to be. We talked to Earl Little Jr. earlier, and he mentioned some of the stuff that Coach White brings to that side of the ball, that aggressive attacking style. And I know you know what winning looks like on that that side of the football. So you think just situationally and schematically he can set it up for success?
Oh, absolutely. And, he's the schematic part of it, the situational part of it, but it's also like I said, it's a mindset, it's a style of play. You look back at his defenses over the years, and I mean the effort, the pursuit, the physicality, the dominant contact. I mean, those are all things that are staples, regardless if it's been multiple places or that is the trait that is carried. Now it's tying that together to the personnel and the guys that we have, which we're excited about, and being able to put that on full display.
Now, when you take a look at what Gus Malzahn and Tommy Castellanos can do, I already heard that you said we're not even talking about what Tommy talked about, right? We're not even going there, correct? Which he doubled down on it, which I thought was great. I would like to have that type of guy in your locker room that's that confident when he says.
Obviously as you go through there, I believe in our guys. I believe in the guys that I get to coach. Anybody can get on a microphone and say what they want to say. For me, I care about the actions. I care about the things that have been invested. I care about the work that has been done, and that's where I have my confidence in Tommy, and I have my confidence in this offense and really what this football team can do, because I've watched the work, I've watched the sacrifice, I've watched the investment, and so I get to speak with my own confidence in what I believe that they can be, because I'm around them day in and day out. So I believe in them, and I'm glad that he has that perspective of what he believes we can be, but now we have to go get it done.
Right. You pair the moxie up with the playmaking ability. Over 2,000 yards as a passer, 1,000 yards as a rusher when he was up at Boston College, and then you get him back with Gus Malzahn and your vision offensively and Gus's vision offensively. I expect big things.
Yeah, so do I. So, Gus is, like I said, he's one of the best in the business. They have a great relationship from years past, and now to see how both journeys have brought us all here together, I do believe it can be special.
We're talking with Mike Norvell, coach of FSU. They open up against Alabama, like you said. I think Labor Day weekend for a college football fan is the best. I mean, we really do look forward to those types of games. You can talk about that game because it's the first game. How big is it, though? I would think to start off with a statement against that type of team.
It's a huge game. It's the first step. It's the first opportunity. It's as we go into this season, we want to start the right way. And there's a lot of new faces, a lot of things that have to come together. But there's a lot of excitement, and like I said, the investment that's been happening around our program is something that allows me to have confidence in what we can be. So, I don't downplay that. I mean, it's going to be a great atmosphere. Back to a full capacity to Campbell Stadium. And it's the kind of games that you come to Florida State to play and to be a part of.
Yeah, renovations and all that are 100% go.
They are. So the stadium's going to be full effect. We'll move into the football facility there at some point here this fall, and really excited about just the resources we're going to be able to provide for all of our players.
Yeah, I think FSU led the nation in most different combinations along the offensive line last year. 9 different starting fives. That's a challenge.
Yeah, you don't want to lead the country in that. I can promise you. And but being able to have the guys that have come in and the guys that have developed within our team. Getting a guy like Richie Leonard, who's here representing us today, getting him back and his leadership and being back healthy and seeing that group come together. Their continuity is going to be big, and we've got to continue to build that and develop that. But excited about the players and just the overall skill level of what they can do. And I think Herb Hand, our offensive line coach, has done a great job with them up to this point. And we need that group to play big.
I know fans want to get an idea of the college football playoff from every head coach, what they like, what they don't like. Where are you at with the 12 to 16 teams and the numbers?
I'd say you can have different perspectives. Ultimately, we all want the same thing. We want the best teams, the teams that have earned it on the field, to have a chance to go and compete for national championship. And that's where committee, no committee, AQs, no AQs. Ultimately, we have to find the right ground to be able to make sure that you celebrate what's been done on the field, not what people hope to be a reality. But then also, you got to make sure that you're giving opportunities for teams to compete and go win it all. And we've lived that in a very disappointing way, and we've also we've seen that even like this last year, a team that had 2 losses, lost to their rival in the last week of the season, didn't play in the championship game, and still won a national championship. So there is there's there's a lot that goes into it. We're all looking to try to find best, and so whatever that step needs to be, that's what I'll be supportive of.
Lead the first coach from the old fans with one message as far as getting that life back into the program, which I know you're committed to, and you've made important decisions to make that happen. A message to the first coach.
Yeah, we're excited about all things that are ahead for this program. We have great days in front of us because we got great people that are a part of it, and like I said, the sacrifice, the commitment. We understand what we represent. We understand what the standard is, and it's our job and responsibility to go live up and continue to elevate that on a daily basis.
Well, Coach, we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. We hope early August, practicing over on the campus of UNF, and best of luck this season.
Appreciate you having me on, and go Noles.
Mike Norvell, they will be over, I want to say, around the first week of August over on the campus UNF. They've been doing it every year. Last year they did one day there and one day at the Flex Field down at the stadium, which was good. And Big, it was so darn loud.
7th through 9th, by the way.
Say it again?
August 7th through 9th. That's from Baloo.
Okay, all right. Rick, Johnny on the spot. He's right there letting everybody know. So, so that means they'll be there 3 days. Okay, interesting. But real quick, a thought, Leon, on what he had to say about kind of reviving the Noles.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, it has to be embarrassing the way the team performed last year, especially with the expectations of the team coming into the season that ranked number 10 in the country. And quite frankly, listen, I've seen Florida State teams in my era go 0-2 and then run the table. So, I mean, for his team to start as bad as they started and then finish as bad as they finished, lets you know that he didn't have the team or he didn't have the leadership that was applicable for him to have any success, that season. So now he's looking for those type of guys. He's looking for that type of leadership. He's bringing in new coach. He's bringing in new coordinators, offense, defense, to inspire them, give them a new version of what the offense and the defense is going to look like, and that's all you can hope for. I mean, everybody here is surprised at the fact that Florida State played as poorly as they played last year. I'm telling you, I played against Florida State my whole years. I watched them my whole year. I've seen them have tough years, but tough years was 8-4, 7-5. I had never seen a Florida State team play as badly as I saw them play last year at 2-10.
No. And I know that Seminole fans on the reservation very restless about that. That's for sure. All right, so they will be here for practice. We got plenty more of the ACC coaches coming up, including Dabo Swinney, Brent Pry. We want to talk to the Virginia Tech head coach because he's the one who coached up Bashal Tootin, who is now a member of your Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll do that coming up. Speaking of the Jags, they've got one preseason game before they kick it off for real against Carolina, and that is the August 9th game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And JJ, I think you're going to hook somebody up.
I do. I have a family 4-pack of tickets to that Jags game, first preseason game versus the Steelers, Saturday, August 9th at 7 p.m. So we call our number 4 right now at 641-1010, and I'll hook you up. We'll be right back from Charlotte.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford.
What's this one do?
Ultra Booster.
Uh-huh. And what's that mean? What's the difference? We'll take it.
No, you can't take that. That's one of a kind. That's a
1010XL.
Ready to add some value to your day? The everyday deals at Sonny's have got you covered. Right now, you can get the pork big deal for 10, the pork and rib combo for 12, all you can eat ribs for $19.99, and our new loaded barbecue potato for $11. Available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68. Let's get the work done.
Training camp is here.
Up, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet.
1010XL's training camp coverage is backed by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Let's go, here we go, let's go, it's live now, let's go.
After I came home from Iraq, I could still hear the booms. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
Thanks to DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories great and small.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference. For 100 years, service you can trust. Lee and Kate's Glass, depend on us. Glass solutions to meet your needs. Reliable quality guaranteed. Complete customer satisfaction. With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Need the right tools for the job without the full-time price tag? Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach is what you need when you need it. From heavy machinery for commercial projects to weekend projects at the house, we've got you covered. We've been serving Jacks for 50 years. Visit Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach, just behind Aqua East Surf Shop, or call today. We also have event rentals too. Tucker Equipment Rentals. Tools you need without the price tag of purchasing.
Storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through July 31st. And financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
It's a battle for the playoffs as your Sharks take the field this Saturday. Kickoff at 7. Tickets start at just $15. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try the new 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $20 gift card. All for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Prosser here. Ask about the Sharks 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $20 gift card, all for only $100. It's Military Appreciation Night, presented by True Vet Solutions. All current and former military can purchase a special buy one, get one free ticket deal. Join us on the field after the game for a jersey auction and autograph session, sponsored by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectible. Tickets start at just $15. Call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL is excited to support an evening of all-star fun as comedian David Spade joins MC and Gator basketball great Patrick Young to induct Olympic swimmers Nancy Hogshead and Ryan Murphy, golf legend Jim Furyk, and the iconic Lizard King into the Sawyer Sports Foundation's Jacksonville Sports Hall of Fame, presented by the Nimnick family of dealerships. Saturday, July 26th at the Community First Igloo. For single ticket and table sponsorship, go to JacksonvilleIceman.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Septic Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Tournament officials at the Constellation Furyk and Friends PGA Tour Champions event announced that it'll relocate to the Jack Nicklaus signature designed ocean course at Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa in Palm Coast in 2026. This year's tournament returns to Timuquana Country Club. Per 1010XL's Rick Ballou, Florida State football will be making its return to Jacksonville to practice at UNF. The dates for those practices are August 7th through the 9th. Speaking of teams coming to Jacksonville, Florida men's basketball will head to Northeast Florida to take on Miami on Sunday, November 16th, and the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown presented by the Jacksonville Sports Foundation. Right now, 90 degrees at 12:57. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We're seeing what this guy is really made of. Why he is the greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at this. He's slammed it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, dropping a big leg. Over for the cover. It's over. Unbelievable.
Live from Charlotte, the ACC Kickoff, brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on 1010XL.
We have got so much going on here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The ACC Kickoff well underway. And you just heard that soundbite. Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. My gosh, man. We had one of our guys, our primetimers, text in earlier. He says every day when he got up to take his vitamins, he pictured Hulk Hogan. Leon, what a hell of a scene that was.
It was. I remember when I was a little kid I might have been a little kid when I saw that happen, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hulk, so he made you want to eat right and take your vitamins so you could grow up one day to be as big as him.
So good. So good. So rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, gone at the age of 71. Something else. Now, we got plenty more coming here from the ACC Kickoff, including Brent Pry, head coach of the Virginia Tech Hokies, who hopefully we'll hear from coming up in just a second. But we want you to hear Dabo Swinney as we talked with him earlier. So let's hear from the head Clemson Tiger. ACC Kickoff, we're up in Charlotte, North Carolina. XL Primetime, Joe C. with head coach Dabo Swinney of the Clemson Tigers. Coach, welcome in. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Listen,
good to be with you.
I'm fired up to see you and all the energy that's kind of flowing through the room. Clemson, Miami, we can mention SMU. There's a lot of chatter around the 3, 4, 5 big schools that are going to play for this championship.
I mean, it's a 17-team league, man.
Right.
I think that, honestly, I think any team has a chance. Especially in today's college football, you really don't know from year to year, and you better show up and be ready to play every single week. I think it's a deep league, a lot of great coaches, and should be a ton of fun.
Yeah, I said it the last couple of days. We've seen Andrew Luck, Ron Rivera, Bill Belichick's in the building.
Frank Reich.
Craig James, Reich, all these different guys that now all of a sudden are part of the ACC in one way or another. And I think I might have joked with you at Amelia Island. If I said Dabo Swinney and Bill Belichick are coaching in the same conference, that would have meant you were in the NFL, honestly.
Yeah, it's the most 2025 thing ever, right? I mean, I got Coach Belichick at ACC Media Days, and I was with Bill O'Brien earlier this morning. I've joked. I feel like we're playing the whole New England Patriots organization in the month of October. It's really cool. I mean, I have a lot of respect for all of our coaches, but certainly Coach Belichick. I mean, what a unique opportunity. For a coach, not many people get access to Coach Belichick. The guy's been, we could go on and on and on about what he's done in his career. So that's been pretty unique opportunity to be able to spend time with him in hours-long meetings and just casual times like this that you get a chance that normally you wouldn't get because he'd be off in the NFL. So it's been great, and I have a lot of admiration for him. That he still has that fire and still, loves the game of football. He loves it, and I think, that's what I think. Like, people will talk about his age. Passion doesn't have an age limit.
No.
Purpose doesn't have an age limit, and I think he has passion about what he does. He's purposeful in how he does it, and it's great for our league.
Yeah, I joked that they needed to get younger when they moved on from Mac Brown, so they did it by a year. That's basically what it was. We've got Dabo Swinney with us of Clemson at ACC Kickoff. And, one of the other things that coach to coach that I caught from the Big Ten media days was Dan Lanning talking about leaning in and having discussions with you. He was on the Georgia staff before. You guys were going head-to-head. He goes, now we can have that conversation. We can borrow principles, ideas. Anyway, he was very complimentary.
Yeah, I enjoy. I didn't really know Dan outside of a competitive situation, and Nike takes some coaches on a trip every February, and he was there this year, so I got a chance to actually spend a week with him, and he's it's easy to see why he's been successful. He's passionate about it. He's smart, and he just reached out, in this summer, and so we had a probably 45 minutes or so on the phone, and it was great. I really enjoyed, talking to him about the things that he wanted to talk about, and he's a guy that, again, I think will be successful for a long time in this business because I think he truly is. His heart's in the right place, and he's passionate about it.
There's no question they have NIL support up there, and now we have NIL, and everyone's talking about NIL Go is something that you commented on over the last handful of days, because the discussion is so big about trying to manage the money, embracing it. Where do you come in on all that? Because I don't think you knew when you came into a head coaching position at Clemson that this far down the road you'd be dealing with rev share and transactional business.
Yeah, when you do something for a long period of time, you got lots of changes throughout my career. So I didn't think I'd be dealing with a 20-hour work week back when I was at Alabama either. Yeah. Things change. You have to change how you practice, and there's different things as you evolve. And so that's just one of those things that's now a part of the game. And, I do think we're in a better place now than we were last year. We're kind of leaving an era with complete chaos, no order, no transparency, no consequences. And I think it's going to take a little while. This is just getting in place. But I do think we're heading into an era where there is going to be some structure. There's going to be a cap, from a rev share standpoint. For the first time ever, you can actually have rev share. And I think it's going to be great, and especially at a place like Clemson. We're well equipped for that. The NIL, it doesn't go away, but, I think that the NIL Go and what the new Collegiate Sports Commission is set up to do is trying to create some order to where there's, a fair market. And so I think we're heading into a better place, but, we just got to drive the car for a little while. And I'm sure there'll be some kinks and things like this and that they have to work out. But, anything will be better than what we've had because we really have had nothing. And all coaches know that. There's just been zero order, zero rules, zero consequences. And I don't think that's really healthy for anybody for the long term from a sustainability standpoint. So I think we are heading into the greatest era ever of college football because I do think that we've learned a lot, and there's a way to do this thing the right way without devaluing education. And I do think we'll get to a better place here in the next year or so.
So I was looking at ACC Network, and they put up the hypothetical playoff scenario, and it showed what it could be on championship weekend where if we go back to last year, you're playing SMU, and you can see the other schools that were involved. Do you like the idea of that expanded element of the season at the end of the year, a play-in type of scenario or on campus?
I really haven't even studied it, honestly. But as I tell everybody, I don't waste any brain cells on all that stuff. I just want to beat LSU, and my thing is whatever system we have, my job is to make sure that Clemson is well positioned for that, and we are. We have great resources, great coaches, unbelievable young people in our program, great fan support. When there was BCS, hey, we made the BCS. We were one of those teams. We went to the Orange Bowl and beat Ohio State, and that was really cool in 2013. When it went to a Final Four, and that was like, oh, my goodness, we went to 6 Final Fours, 4 Final Twos. And when it went to 12 this past year, hey, we made it. So my job is to make sure that whatever era we have, whatever system somebody decides, that we're positioned to go compete in it, and that's what we're going to do.
We're talking with Dabo Swinney, coach of Clemson. Yeah, you're right. You don't need access. You are in it most of the time. This game you just mentioned, Tiger on Tiger crime, Death Valley versus Death Valley. Brian Kelly's already last week at SEC Media Days. And I like the fact that Coach Kelly embraced the idea. He said, we need to talk about this game. This needs to be an important game. He thinks he's got as good a roster as he's ever had, or down at LSU, I should say. And I got the feeling that you guys are stacked on both sides of the ball, too. You got to feel good about your roster.
Yeah, we got a good football team. I really believe we have the makings of a good football team. Mm-hmm. You got to go do it. But there's no question LSU is as talented as anybody in the country. I mean, they are loaded. They no doubt about it. So it's big boy football right out of the gate. So should be a lot of fun and unbelievable environment. Our fans are excited. Their fans are excited. And in college football with no preseason games, you gotta come out and you gotta be ready to go. And we didn't do a good job of that last year. 6-0 at halftime. We're kind of right there, and we really had a poor third quarter. And we gotta be better this year. We're gonna have to play 4 quarters to have a chance to come out on top.
Coordinator change. Give us an idea of what you're seeing on the defensive side of the football, because I know you obviously coach a heck of a lot of good football on that team, both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
What do you think about the coordinator change?
I'm excited about Tom Allen. I mean, he's been awesome. He's our one new addition, from a full-time status on that side of the ball. And, he's brought a ton of leadership, a ton of energy, a ton of fire, and the guys have really responded and bought into it. So it was a great spring, but a lot of work to do still in camp.
Cade Kublik looks fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, he's in a great spot. He's gotten better every year, and his first year was okay. Last year he took a big step forward, and if he'll continue that trajectory, and you need a little luck along the way. If he stays healthy, he's going to have a great year because he's put the work in, and he's just he's a gym rat. He's really smart. He can beat you in a lot of ways. He can beat you with his legs, his arm, his mind, and his heart. And so just thankful we got him. It's been fun to watch him develop. He's physically, going from a 175-pound kid to a 207-pound guy.
That's
and
pretty good.
Proud of him. But really the leader of our team, and he's incredibly respected because he's earned that through his work. So, again, just praying that the good Lord will keep him healthy, because if number 2's out there, you always got a chance.
All right, so let's finish with your previous quarterback. He was on Barstool Sports or one of them. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, he threw glowing comments your way, talking about Coach and how good you were and all that kind of stuff. This is an important year. And when we visited with you up at Amelia Island, an important year for Trevor, important year for Travis Etienne. And yesterday was the first day of training camp for the Jaguars. They're all fired up.
Yeah, well, first of all, if he's healthy, he's going to be productive. And, so obviously, being hurt and had a setback. And then I think the other thing is continuity around him.
Better believe it.
Continuity and consistency around him. I don't care how good a quarterback is, they can't do it by themselves. And, he's on his 3rd head coach, multiple coordinators, and I mean, he needs that as well. He's got to do his part. But I promise you, nobody will work harder than Trevor Lawrence. This kid is as I say, he looks like Hollywood, but he's the most blue-collar kid that you'll ever meet. He's low maintenance. He's about his business. He's passionate about the game. He's passionate about winning. You ain't ever got to worry about him doing the work. And when you put that with great talent, good stuff happens. And, people I forget, this guy was a play away from beating I think it was the Chiefs at the Chiefs in the playoffs. So he knows he can do it, but he's got to be healthy. And then again, he's excited about a new coach and what's transpired there. So hopefully it'll all come together. But he needs a little continuity around him too.
Yeah, block up front and run game, Coach. That's what they want. Hey, best of luck. Enjoy it. Dabo Swinney of Clemson, we appreciate your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Always good to be with you.
Yes, sir.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway. Dan Hickens.
Spike Lee is shooting his Nike commercial.
Jeff Prosser.
I'm trying to keep emotion out of this.
Mornings.
Even though it's an important issue to me.
On 1010XL.
And I have very strong feelings on the subject.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac. Are you ready to drive away today in luxury? Then you should check out Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
Discover our luxurious lineup with over 100 Cadillacs to choose from, including the stunning Cadillac IQ, Lyric, Optique, and Vistique.
And here's something important. The $7,500 tax credit on EV vehicles will be gone in just 90 days.
That's right. Don't miss your chance to save while driving in style.
Visit us at Randy Marion Cadillac.
Plus tax tag Title 999 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
To catch more fish, you've got to think like a fish. Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services, and Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Tailgaters parking season passes are on sale now. Secure your Jaguar season parking today. Enjoy indoor restrooms, a full-service bar and grill, access 4 hours before kickoff. Visit tailgatersparking.com and book your space today.
Summertime is busy with graduation parties, summer barbecues, festivities, family gatherings. The month of July, National Carpet Cleaning Month. So Zero Res is offering $45 per room of carpet clean and 20% off air duct cleaning services as well. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call them 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, is spelled the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res. Football season is almost here, so before it arrives, I'm going to get my home organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, anywhere that needs to be organized. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off during the month of July. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here. Summer heat is on the rise, but don't sweat it. Big Chief Tire has your back with $50 off all AC services. Whether your system needs a quick recharge or a full repair, their expert team will keep you cool and road ready all season long. With 5 locations across Jacksonville, trusted service is always nearby. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your AC service. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rollin'.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. I9Sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Taking you inside the ACC. The ACC Kickoff from Charlotte on 1010XL. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234.
Definitely having a good time up here, Charlotte, North Carolina, with all the coaches rolling through. We will have a couple more on tomorrow as well. But Big, before we get to a conversation with Manny Diaz coming up here in just a second, Dabo, look, I don't blame him. He said he didn't like the idea of players getting paid way back in the day. It's obvious that ain't going away. And now the rev share model is here. And I think one of the storylines was that 86% of their $20.5 million that they will have is going to football. That's a good resource to have if you can do it.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, if you're Dabo Swinney with the era of transfer portals and NIL, you got to be thumping your chest a little bit because he took a lot of criticism early on, especially coming off a 9-4 season, where they struggled a little bit down the stretch, and people were questioning the fact that he was a little outdated when bringing guys. But Dabo stuck to, he held firm to his guns. He believed in recruiting, he believed in development, and he believed in keeping all his players in house. And then, he's tampered with the portal as of late every now and then. But for the vast majority of the time, Dabo has done it his way, and now he's in a position right now where his team is, one of the 3, 4, 5 teams in the country that could legitimately win a national championship.
Yeah, and he... Yeah, there are a lot of other schools that want access to what he's already done.
Mm-hmm.
There are other ones that are trying to unlock that code, and they've played in these big ball games. We know how many years they were in the college football playoff. He reminded us of it earlier. But, yeah, all the other ones are trying to figure it out. But he still wants to believe in the recruiting model, and it's just a matter of marrying that up with that transfer portal and getting the 21 or 22-year-old instead of the 18, 19-year-old.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the thing. If you recruit well and develop, you can keep all the money in-house. You can feed the family first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always say it's always important to feed the family first. The guys that are bought into your organization, into your program, who are not looking to transfer, who want to be developed, who want to wait their turn to hit the spotlight, and then you feed them, on their productivity. And I have no problem with that.
Yep, that has been the Clemson way.
Yeah.
And now the finances are going to follow it. At least that's what you hope. All right, so let's go from the conversation with Dabo to former Miami Hurricane head coach, now Duke Blue Devil head coach. And he definitely has gotten off to a nice start there. Here's Manny. The ACC Kickoff on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Joe C. up in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've been talking to a lot of head coaches, and Manny Diaz is a familiar name to a lot of fans on the First Coast. He joins us now, Duke football head coach. Manny, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
Yeah, I think you got to be pretty dang excited coming into this year. 5-3 in the conference, 9-4 overall. Pretty dang good start to you as the head coach at Duke.
Yeah, last year was a great start to our program. I think what I'm most proud of is there was a tinge of disappointment in our locker room, that they really felt that there was actually more meat on the bone. And they have worked in an intentional manner this whole offseason where now Duke has gone from a school that maybe hoped to win games to now expects to win games. And it's fun to lead a team with that type of attitude.
So that mindset obviously had to come from you and the way you wanted to approach this program. Mike Elko did a decent job there, a very good job there. Yeah. And then you follow it with more success as well. So that mindset, how did you kind of instill that in those guys?
Well, I think the key, the thread line between the two is David Feely, our strength coach. And I think retaining him was so important because our guys, Duke guys are a little different. Just what it takes academically to get into Duke. They want evidence, they want proof. And the work they do, they believe that gives them the chance to win. And so when they saw Feely come in with Elko and they saw their fortunes change, and obviously Cutcliffe had done an unbelievable job.
Oh, yeah.
About a decade ago, and COVID kind of derailed that, unfortunately. But they now believe that when they do the work, they get the result, which is what you would think a Duke kid would figure out, right? These are kids that had to do their homework growing up, and they do their homework. And I think that's why Saturday you see the results you see.
We're talking with Manny Diaz, coach of the Duke Blue Devils. And I think one of the biggest statements is Darian Mensah coming to Duke.
Right.
And the NIL, it's so funny. In all of our discussions, Coach, we're finding out that there's more empowerment for schools that weren't necessarily mentioned at the top in football. But the NIL and the collective can help guys like you.
It can, but Darian wanted to play in our offense, and he wanted to come to Duke, and he wanted to graduate with a Duke degree, and whatever the internet said in terms of whatever he was offered, he had chances to make more in the SEC, and he turned that down. So, I think we're really excited about the fact that at least in year one we could show an identity that would attract a high caliber talent like Darian to come to our program.
So what do you see from him next level, what he did at Tulane, what you think he can do for Duke?
Well, for a young guy, a first-year starter at Tulane, and their staff did a great job with him, but his ability to navigate the pocket, his poise under pressure, his ability to keep his eyes down the field, to scramble to run, to scramble to throw. Think about it, even the National Football League, there are very few quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, that can extend plays, right? You think about Mahomes or Lamar Jackson and Hurts at Philly. So that was an element we were lacking in our offense, which led to a lot of inconsistency for us a year ago. So seeing what he could do on the field, but more importantly, who he is off the field, it's a great mix with our guys at Duke, and he's really fit in with our locker room. He's got all the respect.
We're talking with Manny Diaz, coach of the Duke Blue Devils, and you're a defensive guy. That's the side of the ball that you probably love the most. So it's not just Mensah, it's Rivers and Chandler Rivers is a really talented player. Who else are you looking forward to that has a chance to be a big-time starter?
Yeah, our defensive ends, Wesley Williams and VJ Anthony. We were top 5 in the country in sacks and tackle for losses a year ago, right? So the disruption is going to be there, and that's always going to start with your guys up front. Aaron Hall on the inside is, again, a very disruptive force. We really like our linebackers. Trey Freeman's made a ton of big-time plays throughout his career. We get Nick Morse back. We really lost him throughout last year. So we feel like at all three levels, our guys have a lot of pride in how we played defense a year ago and where we ended up, numerically in our league and in the nation. And they know that our foundation to victory always starts with our defense.
If I have it right, like only a baker's dozen opted or left Duke at the end of the year. Does that sound about right? In other words, you are retaining players.
It's actually, if you really talk about scholarship guys, it's way less than that. We were like, I think, second or third fewest in the country.
Okay. And what that has to be a huge, important feather in your cap.
Well, I think retention is what wins now. And I'd love to take credit for that. But really, that's, I think, what gives us a unique advantage in this new landscape is the parents who drop their kids off at Duke, they want to see their son graduate from Duke.
Yeah.
Right? We're more than just a football contract. We're more than just a transaction, which I think a lot of people are trying to turn college sports into strictly transactional. And there's a lot of parts of that are fine. That's not inherently bad. But at Duke, you can get more. And our guys love it. I also think because of, who we're allowed to take, there's a like-mindedness in our locker room. And guess what most kids don't want to do? They don't want to leave their best friends.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if they don't like the guys they're with, they'll do whatever. And so, now, make no mistake, everybody wanted our guys. Yeah. They all got calls. But for them to turn down what they turned down and to stay with their buddies and their teammates was, I think it says more about them than any of us as coaches.
All right, crazy question. We're talking with Manny Diaz, coach of the Duke Blue Devils. I've said this before that you're a head coach or any coach that I'm talking to, but you also become a cheerleader of sorts. I never thought I'd say that because you have to kind of cheerlead a little bit to keep that locker room together. Do you find yourself having to do that, or how do you approach that just to make sure guys
from
are on lock?
A retention standpoint, yeah. I think I tell my staff retention is every day and it's everybody in our program, right? It's how you treat the guys. It's being who you say you are. If the portal opens and you're trying to beg them to stay at that point, if they don't want to stay, they're probably gone. You have to create an atmosphere where they're excited to walk in the building every day. They know they're going to work really, really hard, but we can have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. So whether that's cheerleading or just trying to be where your team is and have a feeling for where they're at, and most importantly, like, what do all the kids want? And all these kids that are coming through here this weekend, they want to know they can have their potential maximized, right? And they want to know that they can achieve their highest goals. And Duke has always been able to say, well, listen, you're going to get an elite education and life after football. You're going to be set up for life. But now you can compete for championships and you can go to the National Football League. Yeah. So I think now that they really see all four of those goals being able to be accomplished at Duke. And then all I can do with all these kids that I love playing with, that's really our foundation for success. A
couple more for Manny Diaz, coach of the Duke Blue Devils. The 5'11" has been discussed a lot, the automatic qualifiers. Where do you come in on that as far as if it is a 16-team playoff?
Well, we have to expand to 16. All playoffs expand. Look at all the sports. Look at Major League Baseball, the NFL. I mean, no one wants a smaller playoff. We have to recognize we're serving the TV master. So you got to give the TV master what they want. Yeah. Really the best way to do that, if you're even going to mess around, if we get to 5'11", we're going to be arguing with this 5-3 team in this league versus this 6-2 team in that league of conference records. And it's going to never end. And nobody wants that. There's no other sport that relies on going to the figure skating judges for the scores, right?
The Russian judges.
Yeah, exactly. To see, and you're judging is this bad loss against this good win, and if you're going to go the AQ route, then let's do it all across board. Let's go 4-4-3-3.
Okay.
Our 3 includes Notre Dame. If they don't qualify, then we'll get 4 from our league, and then 1 for the group of 5. And then you could have the play-in games. So the first 2 teams in the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, they're automatically in. They're 1 through 8.
Right.
They have a home game in week 1 of the playoffs, and then you're playing through 9 for 16. So think about that. Like, so if you get 4. You've got a 3 versus 6 and a 4 versus 5 game. So now 6 of the teams in the Big Ten and the SEC, for example, have a chance to make the playoff. Which 6 out of how many? What do they have? 16 or 18 teams? That's a third of the teams, just about. That's probably a fair amount of teams that really should be in a playoff. You have a chance to be in the top. If you're 7th in your conference, I don't know what you're really arguing about, right? Think how exciting that. You want to talk about good TV? How good a TV would that be on championship weekend? That you've got 2 teams playing 3 versus 6 at somebody's stadium. Think about the revenue that comes from that to get into the playoff.
That extra home game.
Shoot, it'd be immense. It'd be the best.
It's so funny because I'm watching ACC Network last night, and I saw, like you're saying, the hypothetical, and I was going through it. And just real quick for the ACC, it would be SMU versus Clemson in the title game, Notre Dame versus Louisville, Miami versus Syracuse. And like you said, that's the top 6. That's what you're playing for that one more chance. It's a play-in
Everybody's
game.
watching that. Yeah. And now scale that through all 4 P4 conferences. Like, think about that weekend. And the NFL is not on Saturday yet. You're not fighting with them yet. I mean, it would just be, and that's why I keep saying is, look, we're all trying to rob the same train, which is the TV train, right? Well, you got to give them something in return.
Yeah.
And then last point on that is, if your chance to get in the playoff comes through your conference qualification, you can play anybody you want to non-conference.
Exactly.
Right? So now
you can schedule.
What we're charging fans for season tickets, you don't have to come and see a clunker of a game. Nobody wants to drive to wherever to go watch. You know what I mean? Because now you can have a great non-conference schedule to get you ready, because you're not worried if Ohio State plays Texas and whoever loses that game somehow is behind. It doesn't matter. You go play whoever you want to.
Yeah. More Duke, Illinois versus
everybody wins.
Yeah, Manny, great conversation. We always appreciate it. Best of luck this year up at Duke.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. There's something special about radio play-by-play. Always has been. In Jacksonville, your place for play-by-play is 1010XL.
Leon Searcy here for Male Excel. Your doctor says your testosterone is normal? Normal for who? Beta males? That's outdated thinking. Male Excel use optimum levelers where you were at 25, daily dosing, multiple hormones, personalized for you. Not some insurance company's spreadsheet. This is precise medicine, not sick care. Get your first test today at trymaleexcel.com. Stop being optimal.
Hey, it's Carline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise Free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. And you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Final days. Diamonds Direct Summer Showcase ends this Sunday, but there's still time to make it unforgettable. Get an extra 20% off almost everything. Engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, gold jewelry, tennis bracelets, and stunning fashion jewelry. Plus, this weekend only, top designers from New York and LA are live in store with exclusive collections you can't find anywhere else. The sparkle, the savings, the moment. Don't miss it. Only through Sunday, only at Diamonds Direct. Appointments are filling fast. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts.
And at 1010XL.com.
Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey, Hickett here. Think you got the ugliest garage floor on the First Coast? Your garage a crack-stained hot mess? Hold on to your squeegee. Checkmate Coatings is hunting for the worst garage floor out there. And the winner gets a free garage coating makeover. Whoa! Take 10 seconds. Snap a pic of that garage eyesore. Register at checkmatecoatings.com/contests for a chance to win a free floor coating. It's easy. Just snap a quick pic and enter for a chance to win at checkmatecoatings.com/contest. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
If someone you love needs a pick-me-up, then it's time to get serious about it and send them a Kuhn floral arrangement. RJ here with 1010XL, and you'll be assured of a quality delivery. That's for sure. Log on and order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
It's a battle for the playoffs as your Sharks take the field this Saturday. Kickoff at 7. Tickets start at just $15. Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Try the new 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $20 gift card. All for only $100. Get tickets at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700.
Prosser here. Ask about the Sharks 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $20 gift card, all for only $100. It's Military Appreciation Night, presented by True Vet Solutions. All current and former military can purchase a special buy one, get one free ticket deal. Join us on the field after the game for a jersey auction and autograph session, sponsored by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectible. Tickets start at just $15. Call 904-621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
The team at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to book your next round of golf with us. At Hidden Hills, we love the game, and we'll provide you with a memorable golf experience at one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that, listen, I can appreciate Dabo Swinney. He took a lot of heat a couple of years ago about not going into Porter, having a down season at 9-4. People were saying he was a little old-fashioned. He stuck to his guns. He recruited well. He developed, and now he's in a position right now where he's got a roster, a loaded roster on both sides of the ball. He's got a top 5 defense, top 5 offense. He's got a quarterback who's in the Heisman Trophy race. He's got 2 outstanding wide receivers. So my hats go off to Dabo Swinney. I know he's the enemy because I'm a Hurricane fan. I know that. But listen, I can appreciate a man who's honorable.
Yeah.
And does it the way he feels is right and has success. Listen, I used to call it ACC the Clemson Invitational for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
They've won 8 out of the last 10. So
Well, he got a kick out of it when you told him that up at Amelia.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong. And especially when SMU looked like they were going to come in and turn the conference on its ear, and Clemson didn't have everything that they had that they could count on, and then they pull off the upset. And that was a killer game-winning field goal for Clemson that lifted them. And he knows on the front, it's not as good as Wilkins, Cleveland Farrell, and that bunch that he had a few years back. But he's got, I think we're going to say hello to Peter Woods, and then T.J. Parker, I think, is here as well. I don't know if we're going to get to talk to him or not. But those are two big stallions or big tigers on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to talk to Cade Klubnik. And I think we would all agree, Leon, he's had an uneven career at Clemson. But he does have a chance to let this be his jumping-off point where he is their guy. And I've already looked at this LSU versus Clemson game, and I look at Clemson's defense having more answers for Garrett Nussmeier than maybe LSU's defense has for Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, he struggled his freshman year. Last year it was a better year, and then this is a year where they're expecting a lot out of him. So, and he's got a solid offensive line in front of him. They've got some big boys interiorly. I mean, and they got some big boys outside. And then their front seven is probably arguably one or two best front sevens in college football. So
yeah,
we'll see. And the verdict is out on LSU. Although they did, they got a new defensive coordinator. I mean, LSU has always been a team that they can score points but can't stop nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very interesting to see if they're able to circle the wagon this season.
So let's just set it up one more time. We'll be doing this all the way up until they kick it off. But when you're talking about week one with the ACC involved, and, of course, a lot of these are against SEC schools, but you've got Georgia Tech against Colorado. That's going to be a good one with Deion, and that is an 8 o'clock kick on the 29th. Then you go to Aug 30, and you've got Tennessee and Syracuse. We'll see what the new look Joey Aguilar-led Vols look like against Fran Brown in Syracuse. Florida State, Alabama, that is the 3:30 slot after Syracuse and Tennessee kick it off noon on Saturday. Then you've got Clemson, LSU with the 7:30 capper at Death Valley. Then you go into Aug 31, Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. We'll say hello to Brent Pryor, Virginia Tech, tomorrow. Notre Dame and Miami is the 7:30 game that night. And then TCU, North Carolina, September 1. Bro, oh, my gosh, that is so good.
That's some good ball right there. That's the way you're supposed to kick off week one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm trying to remember who said this. It might have been Manny Diaz, who we just heard from, that even Duke, and look, Duke is not a stranger to good football, but they haven't had enough good football in their life to say that that's a brand. It's nowhere near the brand that Duke basketball is. But one of the things that Manny said is that if you can create enough money in the NIL, then you expand the playoff, then you won't be afraid to take on another Power 4 school, which I think is real important for us, for the consumer, to see those types of games.
Yeah, I mean, we want more ball. I mean, he was right when he said that the more games, listen, you want more TV eyes. So it makes sense you're going to make more money by expanding the college football playoffs from 12 to 16.
Right.
So yeah, but I like the play-in games. I don't like the committee. There's no committee in the NFL to pick what team. No, they settle it on the field. They don't have a bunch of people in suits and circles around the desk talking about style points and this is a good loss and this was a bad win. We don't need all that. Let them settle it on the field the way they're supposed to, and then we'll have the best collective group of teams in the playoffs like we're supposed to.
I did laugh a little bit because Manny was saying that fans want to see those big ball games. They don't want to see those other games, and he had to catch himself because Duke opens up against Elon, and that is the game that we're talking about, that we're bashing and saying that we need to get rid of those types of games. And then the next game is against Illinois, and that's a good Power 4 cross-conference game when you have, like we said, Syracuse and Tennessee playing, and TCU and North Carolina playing, and all the games we got. That's what fans want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kind of skipped over that Elon. Huh?
Oh, and he knows that is a dog of a game, but at the very least, you get that to kind of tee up your season.
A layup game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it. All right, let's do the 10-10 take as we are wrapping things up here at the beautiful Hilton downtown Charlotte.
Now, Josie's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Delicious barbecue waiting for you, lunch, dinner, these big games that we're talking about as we'll be heading into Labor Day weekend. Make sure you just get hooked up with Sonny's for any of your tailgating and football party plans, that's for sure. So as we kind of sum up what has happened the last 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, there's energy in the building. There are good football teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference. I know SEC snobs, and I love you. Most of you don't want to acknowledge it, and we'll find out whether it's true, but you should have a good group of teams, including Louisville, including Georgia Tech, along with the University of Miami. We'll see if Florida State can bounce back. We know that Clemson should be pretty dang good. SMU feels like they can get back and do the same thing they did a year ago. We'll see if there's a Syracuse that's ready to pop. There are decent football teams with some pretty good star power on both sides of the ball for these teams, and we're going to find out which one is ready to take it to the top and be the champion, and we'll see if it's a two-bid league this year. That is what they're hoping for, two teams in the college football playoff like they had a year ago. That's the 10-10 take. And I do think, Leon, if we're trying to, the classic measuring stick every year in conference arguments, whenever let's just say you're a proud member of the ACC, Leon, and you're sitting there and you're talking trash with Eric Curry or whomever else from the SEC, at the very least, this is a deeper group of teams, it looks like, this year, and we'll find out.
Well, listen, I can appreciate what Dabo said. He says it's a 17-team league.
Yeah.
Well, when you were trying to, emphasize that it was a three-horse race, but you never know what teams could emerge. You got a lot of teams who played well last year who could have some carryover into this season. Your Dukes, your North Carolina States, your Louisvilles, your Syracuse, those type of guys. I mean, no one. I didn't anticipate. I mean, when SMU came into the league, I knew they were good. I knew I liked Lashley, but I didn't know that SMU was going to come and be as dominant as they were in the ACC. So they were kind of a dark horse that kind of went up front. Now they're one of the projected winners of the ACC. So I think there's a lot of parity in the SEC. I mean, even if you look at the SEC, there's a lot of teams in the SEC that that could shake the tree a little bit. South Carolina, Florida, I can't say Ole Miss or LSU, but I'm saying South Carolina, Florida could be teams that could shake the tree a little bit. Be welcome to the party, and then the ACC the same way. So I love the parity. I love the fluidness that other teams have opportunities to challenge for the division. So we'll see what happens once you lace them up.
All right, can't wait. All right, let's wrap with a little Jaguar training camp talk from your eyes earlier today, day 2. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be talking to Travis Etienne after practice, so we'll make sure we have that interview for you guys. But all of our 1010 XLers have been interviewing a lot of players, and there's plenty out there for you guys to consume and enjoy. But just a little bit of a wrap-up of what you saw earlier today, Big.
Well, I saw pretty much the same thing I saw last year. I mean, not last year, but yesterday. Probably wasn't as energetic as the first day of training camp, but it still was a lot of emotion out there. Guys still going at it. Guys still running, back, to and from to drills. There was a lot of interaction between between the head coach, between the coaching staff and the players. They spent a lot of time on individual drills today. They spent the vast majority of the time. The practice is about an hour and a half. So I would say today they spent at least a good 50 minutes on just, centralizing certain positions, D-line here, O-line here, linebackers and all that kind of stuff. And then they got together for a little bit of team session. So they had it on the far field. So, my eyesight ain't that good. I'm going to have to get some binoculars. But for the most part, what I just saw guys, coming off the ball. Saw a couple of good runs by Tank and Tootin. I saw a nice catch by your boy Strange towards the sidelines. Trevor looked crisp. There was no illegal procedures, no offsides. So they seemed to be mentally into it. They seemed to be physically into it. So, yeah, I think it was another great day. I mean, That's all you can ask for when you're in these kind of sessions. It's just you want to have a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, guys running back and forth, guys with good energy. This is going to getting your body acclimated for when Monday comes around, when you put the pads on. That's when the real stuff happens.
Yeah, and it does get serious. Hits change everything. We say it all the time, and we'll find out whether or not once they get it going, if this can be a good-looking offense, a team that can move the ball, move the chain, score points, all that stuff, and get this team back to where they're more competitive. That's for sure.
Well, here's the one thing Big Bo told me in our conversation that we had on the sideline before he went up to the big room. I call it the big room with all the GMs and stuff. So he went up to the big room. He said, bro, we're going to be tougher, and we're going to be a lot more physical. And I that's all I need to hear. He said we're going to be tougher, and we're going to be physical, more physical.
And if that happens, that's the thumbprint. That's the impact that Big Bo can have on this football team.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what it looks like, create a standard, and then let the guys now become the new formula and culture for a winning franchise. And you know this way better than I do. We can't keep telling old war stories, and that's the only time this team's been successful for any length of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to change, man, and that's hopefully what Big Bo's bringing.
Yeah, well, what you're hoping for that it changes, Joe, from within. Mm-hmm. You hoping that the team is just tired of losing to the point where we got to figure this thing out. We got to become tougher in these areas. We got to become tougher in these situations. We got to become mentally more tough, and it's got to come from the inside out, not the outside in. The coaching staff, the GM, they shouldn't have to tell your team they need to get tough. They should be looking internally and saying to themselves, we're not getting it done. We didn't get it done last year. We got to figure out a way to be more tough, to be tougher mentally and physically. It's the bottom line. That's it.
That's it. It really is. And we'll find out if they become that team. And you barked loudly about the way the team either started or finished in games. And there has to be a noticeable change when it comes to what they look like from the jump. Are they crisp? Are they disciplined? Are they playing mistake-free football? And then in the fourth quarter, are they still making the same plays instead of making the same mistakes like they did a year ago? Because it was butt bad down the stretch. When you get to that point, it definitely it'll drive all of Duval crazy if they don't change that. Now, let's see if this man's a change agent as far as I'm concerned.
Now, the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
Is it the embedded and shredded that we're treated to talking to today? Is that right?
What is up, Joe? Great work.
Yes. Hey, listen, we've been having fun up here. We've been tracking them down and trying to give it to the fans. Now, fans are super stoked about training camp, but also there's a lot of SEC and ACC chatter on the text line. They're already barking back and forth between conferences.
It's time. We need some football. We need to settle these grievances, and there's only one way to do that, and it's to go at each other's throats for 60 minutes. So it needs to get here. It's close. We know it's getting close. We can smell it in the air, but it needs to get here as soon as possible.
All right, you and Big Search were out there today along with many members of the media. What'd you get and what you got?
Good day for the defense, I thought. And it wasn't really that the offense was doing anything poorly, but I thought everything they tried to get to from an intermediate to deep perspective, the defense really had it on lockdown. So I think that was sort of the takeaway for me. Good day for the defense. I had a chance to catch up with Tyson Campbell after practice, and he sort of echoed that as well. So I would say, it's we're going to focus on that side of the ball today on the Frangie Show, and should be a lot of fun coming up.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Enjoy it, and we will see you mañana.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Big. I will definitely be out there with you tomorrow at training camp, and looking forward to seeing them getting a little close to putting some pads on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, have a safe trip back, bro.
All right, thank you, man. Thanks to Rebound Rehab. Don't forget, if you are dealing with any type of injury, it could be a sports injury, it could be an accident, either at home, work, or the car, whatever it might be. Just make sure you get in touch with Rebound Rehab. Easy log on, reboundrehab.com. 11 locations across the First Coast, including the original in St. Augustine. They will definitely take care of you. Rebound Rehab. We done. JJ, thanks, man. Good job as always, Big Surson. We'll talk with Maddie tomorrow back in studio as well. And we'll see you out at training camp, hopefully.